All right, all right. Hello, Gun Nation. How's everyone doing out there this evening? We'll give it a couple of minutes and let everybody jump in. I'll do a quick roll call. We got Pistol Pete, we got Redbird, Bald and Curious, Dirt Track. Let's see here. Lake Ozark Guy. How are we all doing this evening? And what we're going to talk about, and I definitely want y'all's feedback, is 2024. What do y'all have going in 2024, or excuse me, 2023, not 2024? For 2023, we're coming up on the end of 2022, so did not know what y'all had going on this coming year. And then also, I want to know what y'all want to see from my channel in 2023. Of course, still actively looking for a job. Have not gotten one yet, so I definitely want to lock that down. Hoping after the first that's going to be a lot easier. But hello, A-Dubs. How are you? Reloading from the hot pot. Yes, Canada has been a train wreck for a little while and been getting worse and worse. And they don't have the Second Amendment, or really, they don't have anything. But they're getting railroaded for sure there, and that's going to continue to happen. The person who's throwing that out there, remember, he's the one that for Halloween had a little black makeup on his face. Hello, Ranger 10. How are you? But how easily they forget. But did want to, again, have y'all let me know some ideas, some things you would like to see from me in 2023, videos, whatever it might be. Cheers, everyone. Little noteworthy reserve. Dennis Bugner, hello. And I did get, hello, Milkman. I did get another dot. Picked it up. When did I pick it up? Oh, yesterday. Picked it up yesterday from Texas Gun Experience. I did post that they had 7 aim point acro 2s in stock. Matter of fact, a buddy of mine that I'm going to meet with tomorrow, and y'all saw him on the chat last night or last time. Arc guns. He's going to. We're meeting up tomorrow and going to shoot together. So he is bringing some guns. I'm going to bring some guns that he's been wanting to shoot that he hasn't shot yet. And anyway, I did buy a dot. It wasn't another Acro P2. I actually thought about getting one, but I've been wanting to try the new Steiner MPS. So I did pick up the Steiner MPS. Y'all are probably seen that or familiar with it. I've played with it a lot, as far as looking at it and stuff. But I was like, you know what? I want to get one so I can compare them. And they only had, on the Steiner, they only had the demo, or not the demo, the display left. So I was like, oh, yeah, I'll get the display. I looked at it. There weren't any scratches on it. It was clean and all that stuff. So I got it. Well, little did I know, and I knew that they had, when they first came out, that they have an auto shutoff. However, you can go in and manually override that, and it'll just stay on all the time. If you don't do that, it will stay on for 13 hours, and then it'll go off. And then you have to tap a button, just tap an up or down, or for your brightness, just up or down, and it'll come right back on and last another 13 hours. But the Gen 2s, so to say, they updated those. Well, I guess Texas Gun Experience has had this one, on display so long because they were just selling the other ones, that this was one of the original ones. So this one has the 13-hour shutoff, and I cannot override it. So I'm like, crap. And yeah, I could probably take it back to them and say, hey, give me my money back or whatever, and they would. But, I put this on the gun. You'll see soon what I've got it on. But I put it on the gun, started playing with it and everything, and I really like the window. The dot's really crisp. Not unlike the Acro P2, but the window is wider. The Acro P2 is maybe a tad taller, but it's narrower. This one's wider, but it has a really nice sitting platform. So, I'm just like, well, and of course, I called Steiner, if it takes a shit or breaks or I destroy it, of course, they'll replace it because it has a lifetime warranty. And then I would get a new one. So the guy I was talking to, a super nice guy, he was kind of insinuating, hey, we don't just upgrade them because there's nothing wrong with them. But if it's defective, they will. And I'm like, I'm not the lion type guy that's going to go out and, just beat it up and say it's defective or something. But I don't know. We'll probably run with it and then just see what happens. I didn't buy me anything for Christmas. Had a really light Christmas. Of course, the unemployment thing. So I got a little Christmas money and I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy me something. So that's what I bought myself. Was a little Steiner MPS. OG Tank, how are you? Is that Texas whiskey? No, it's not. It is noteworthy. I don't really like TX whiskey. It's the brand TX for Texas, TX whiskey. I think it's kind of overrated personally. Not, if you like it, that's cool. I just personally don't like it. It's not, it's a little smooth, too smooth for me. I kind of like whiskey with a bite. Hello, Abigail. How are you? Pancho Villa. How are you, man? Yep, Texan. Indie Irish. Good to see you. Bald and Curious. Yeah, I'm broke too. Trust me. Chris from the 740. How are you? And he'll have his chat after this one. Did they fix the battery life issue? On this one, that was the Acro P1 that had the really shitty battery life. But on the Acro P2, yes, it's a 2032 battery. So it's the big boy. And there's no issues with that one. But on this Steiner, it is a smaller battery. So I don't know what the battery life is. They're saying like 18,000 hours or something like that. But we're going to play around with it and see what I think about it. And like I said, if I break it or it takes a shit, they'll warranty it. So that's a good thing. And I would show it. Well, put it this way, after the chat, I'll go in and I'll put that as the I'll show you here, but I will make that the there it is right there. But I'll make that the thumbnail. And what I put it on was the P10F. So that's what it's on. And I'm running the Surefire X300 and the +5. So it's 19 +5 +1 in the pipe. So it's 25 rounds in that pistol, my P10F. So I actually love the P10F. I love P10Cs, P10F, all of that stuff. So. And I've heard some people, really like the Steiner. A couple of people have had issues with them. So I just figured we would run it and see what happens. Abigail says, I'm broke till Friday. Then I have enough money to get my car fixed to sell it. What's wrong with your car, Abigail? Something major or something simple? I've fixed a lot of cars over the phone. I really actually have, but I'm not saying I could fix yours over the phone or over a live chat, but I have diagnosed many cars over the phone and over, what is that when somebody calls you and you can see them? God dang it, I can't even think of it. I guess, what is it when somebody calls you and you can see them and you're talking, like a live chat or a live conversation? I forget the damn term for it. You can always do more pistol comparisons videos on your channel. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing that. I've been doing that. I do have one that I've been holding on to. It's a video call. Yeah. Okay. FaceTime, Pistol Pete. That's the word I was looking for. FaceTime. Golly. Oh, bent tie rod and loose muffler hanger. Muffler hanger is no big deal. Bent tie rod is kind of a big deal. Did you lose it in the snow or the ice or something? Or banging it to a curb? But those are pretty easy to fix, tie rods. Then you just need to get it aligned. But yeah, bent tie rods are actually super easy. Well, depending on who's doing it and what kind of car it is, actually. I want to see a day in the life with Big J. Ooh, okay. We could probably do something like that. And that's why I was thinking about doing another channel also. Um, something similar to that. Maybe just kind of do what I want to do and stuff. So it's not just only guns, but we could probably do that. Reloading. Hello, CeeLo. How are you? Just getting into the P10 series. Been a long time PO7 and PO9 user. Does the P10 have any known issues anymore? Broken strikers, backplate issues? No, absolutely none. And CeeLo, just so you know, I have 3 P10Cs and I have 2 of the originals, 2 of the OGs, and I've had not one issue. And those guns have, and I'm not even joking around, they have 5,000 and 6,000 rounds through those 2 guns. So this P10F is my newest one, and I haven't had any of the backplate issues, and I check them to see if they'll pull down. I haven't had any of those issues. I haven't had any of the broken striker or any of that kind of stuff. I haven't had any issues with this, with my P10s at all. And 2 of them are the Gen 1s. So, oh, yeah. Yep. Tie rods, usually they get bent or they can, of course, the bushings can take a shit in them. Okay, '06 BMW 325i. Yeah, I've done some work on a BMW, but not front end. I replaced my striker with the Cajun Gunworks, but I don't really hear a lot about broken strikers on the P10 pistols now. I mean, they're pretty. I've really, really enjoyed mine. I've shot the shit out of mine. Yeah, the P10S, I put my hands on it. I think for, and I know people use this term and overuse it, battle gun or whatever. I just think gripping it, and even conceal carrying it if you ever want to. I know for some people the C might be a little big. Now you can get an S and you can get the +2, so it makes it a little bit longer if you want to do that. But the S just does not fit my hand right at all. But again, I'm kind of the, got the freak hands. So most people might really like it. The S's that I've played with, the more, or I guess the newer versions, the triggers are definitely not as good. Not saying they're bad. They're just a little stiffer. Now I'm sure with shooting it and breaking it in, it would get better. But my 2 original P10Cs have the best triggers, even better than my P10F. And that P10F has a ton of rounds through it too. Hey, Gunstob, what's up, man? How about some 10 millimeter videos? Yeah, you'd have to go check out the 10 millimeter guys, all those Alaskan dudes. I've shot 10 I shot 10 millimeter way back before YouTube, and just doesn't really do anything for me. I'm not going to buy a 10 millimeter just to shoot it for videos. Y'all probably heard me say that. I don't really buy guns just for videos. I know a lot of people do, but I don't. I buy guns that I want, that I know that I'll use, things like that. Changing the battery in a Tahoe right now. There you go. That's an easy feat. Not too painful. Even if you got the little bracket over it, it's not too bad. Hey, what's up, Rabbi? How are you? Guns are bad. Just call the police if you need help. Yeah. Yeah, you can carry Chuck Norris under one arm and a ninja under the other arm, and you're good all the time. Competition or training videos. Hey, Brad, how are you? Here's the thing. I shoot, I practice, I do all of that stuff, but here's the thing, and this is just my opinion only. I am not a trainer. I'm not a certified, designated trainer. Yes, I've got a lot of shooting experience. I'm not the best in the world, never claimed to be. But I don't think, and I've trained people, with way less experience than me. But for me to train YouTube, I don't really think that's my lane. and I do believe in staying in your lane. Yes, I could maybe show you some little tips and stuff that I've learned over the years, but maybe you've already seen that in another video. Um, I don't know if I have any training to bring to the table. So, I mean, if we were talking about ripping down cars or working on airplanes, that's a whole different ball game. But for me to say, hey, let me train you or show you, I mean, I could do some drills or something like that. That would, I can do that. That's not a problem. But I don't really want to get into the training type things. Would I be interested in doing revolver videos? I have revolvers. I've told you all that, and I've actually thought about this even prior to you bringing it up, Dennis. I thought about actually going out and shooting some revolvers, shooting some of my revolvers. It's just the thing about me is I shot them a whole bunch when I was younger. They don't do a whole bunch for me. Not saying that they're bad. They actually definitely have their place, but I just really kind of don't enjoy them that much. Plus, I mean, if I had, like a really nice tricked out modern one with a rail on it where I could put a dot on it, I think that would be cool. But just going out and shooting old timey revolvers, it doesn't do a lot for me. But I actually thought about going out and shooting mine and just videoing it so y'all could see, yep, he's got revolvers and yeah, he knows how to shoot them. Oh, David got a bad cold. That sucks, man. Sorry about that. Hope you get better, man. What kind of battery is best? Lead, acid, AGM, gel, lithium. Gel batteries are really nice. If you're going for a stock, common made battery, I would definitely go with an Interstate. Interstate is by far my favorite. They last forever. I really, really like the company too. I really like what they believe in and supporting them. They have a great product. You know, Gel batteries are great. Not saying you have to have lithium and all that. You don't have to have all of that, but I would just stay for a vehicle. I would stay with a really good Interstate battery. I hate XL batteries. They usually suck. And to be honest with you, the last place I absolutely had to buy a diehard battery where I was, and I was cussing it the whole time, but I had to buy one. I hate diehard batteries, but there's only so many battery manufacturers in the world now, but it is what it is. Kevcom82, anyone own or shoot a Walther PDP compact? Well, that's funny that you mentioned that. I will be shooting one tomorrow. That is one I asked Arks to bring, so he's going to bring one. I'm going to check his out. He's got a really nice tricked out one, kind of camoed out and stuff. It's a good looking gun. So because I've played with them, I've dry fired them and all that other stuff, but I've been asked so many times, have you shot one yet? And no, I haven't. So I will be shooting his tomorrow. So, I'll have something, like a little, my opinion kind of thing on it. And so that'll be coming soon. But I'm sure other people have had experience with them that's in the chat. Well, he's got a point. You could do one just for your viewers, just in case we wanted to open up our grouping. I don't know which one you're talking about. He's got a point. You could do one just for your viewers. Rabbi, I could do one of what just for my viewers? So hit me up there. Yes, for solar lithium for sure. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, Brad, I could do that. I could do some dot drills, and I've talked about this before. And this is, if you've got an iPhone, this works very well in your iBooks. I'll just kind of show you real quick. And I sent these to Bald and Curious. In my iBooks, I actually have drills. I got these, if you can see that. What that is a dot. And it checks your recoil if you're shooting a dot. Every time it comes down, you pull the trigger to shoot in here. But this tracks your tracks your shots, so you're going up and down and not side to side. So this drill is done at 3 to 7 yards for that one. And then here's another one This one is done at 10 plus yards. So there's that one. And I actually got these off of, God dang it, off of Sage Dynamics. I got this off of his website. He lets you download them for free. So I put them on a PDF and you can print these out. I can just send them to an air printer, print them out, and then keep them in my bag. But I've got a whole bunch of these. I've got some of, here's another dot drill that I do. I don't know how well you can see it. There it is. That's from Tier 1 Concealment. So I'll print these out on paper and just take them to the range sometimes. And these are things I usually don't film. I just, when I go and shoot, I want to shoot for myself and for true practice and not talk to the camera and do all that, because that does take away from me really focusing on what I'm trying to do. But you can go in and download these and just put them in your iBooks, and you can print them whenever you want to. If you've got a printer at home, or if you're somewhere with a printer, you can print them out. But I like little drills like that. Plus, you can use Post-it notes. I'll actually take these to the range, these little Post-it notes, and use these. So Post-it notes are great, and they're super cheap, and you can get all different colors. I've shown that. I shoot with paper plates, all different kinds of things. Has anyone had skin start falling off your hands for no apparent reason? Shedding skin? Yes, I've had that. Usually if you get any irritants on your hands, or some soaps can cause it, but I use udder cream. It's for dry hands, and also if you're having cold weather in your area, that can actually help it. Basically, your hands are getting dried out from either washing them too much, or from the cold, or from the chemicals you're using to wash your hands with. But I use udder cream. It's super cheap, and you can get it at like a farm store. Pop it on your hands, rub it around. I think they have O'Keeffe's also. They've got all different brands, but it's basically because your hands are so dry, that's what they'll start doing. And it's usually like a chafing. Deep cycle gel, yeah, gel is legit. Yeah, they are really expensive. Die-hard batteries are, and they suck. Yeah, interstates are legit. There's no joke there. Their beliefs and their products are awesome. I've used interstates for, matter of fact, the interstate that I had in the truck before I had to put the die-hard in it, that interstate was in that truck for 6 years. So a shitload of miles too. Hello, Miss Hotshot. How are you? Yep, all that stuff will cause your hand to start peeling. Yeah, batteries, this is the time they start taking shits for sure. Shooting instruction video. Yeah, I can show the stuff that I do. And that's funny, reloading, that you said that. Even if you use those, rubber gloves, because I used to use them back in the day, um, rubber gloves will make your hands sweat internally, and you can get the powder or the powder-free ones, but it'll make your hands sweat internally inside the glove. So when you take them off, they'll be all wet and gross. Believe it or not, that can create bacteria on your hands from staying wet like that for a long time, and that can cause issues with your hands also. So fuel injectors suck. Carburetors for life. Um, I mean, I've got a lot of carburetor experience. Rebuilt many of them, rejetted them, all of that shit, refloated them. I will take a fuel injector over carburetors any day because of your changes in weather. Your humidity can screw things up, but I'm a fuel injector guy now, and I'm even from the old school. Ran the 850 double pumpers, the whole works. But Yeah, I definitely enjoy fuel injectors much more. And they're actually even easier to change. You can pop off fuel injectors, pop that fuel rail off in seconds. Leather man. Have trouble tracking the dot. Yeah, I mean, I do, like Rabbi said, I like the Mantis X a lot. I mean, I've got it right here and I do practice with it quite a bit. It'll show you like you're, you know, flinching the trigger. It'll show like squeezing too hard on the grip. It'll show all kinds of stuff. But, oh, the Leatherman. Yeah, we were talking about the Leatherman tools last week. Changing a battery with a Leatherman. I mean, I've changed the batteries with worse. Skeet shooting. Big Johnson Guns and Gear, how was your Christmas? Did you get what uh, you told Miss Claus you wanted? Actually, I didn't really want anything. I mean, I got some stuff, but I did get a. I've probably I don't know if y'all even know this, but I enjoy cooking with cast iron. I sear steaks in it. I mean, I do a lot of cooking. I really enjoy cooking, to be honest with you. Um, and she did get me a new cast iron. It's a specialty cast iron, um, 5.5 quart, like saucepan slash bean pot, whatever you want to call it. So I did get one of those. So I've scrubbed it down, seasoned it up. It was already supposedly pre-seasoned and triple seasoned, but I don't trust that. So I've already seasoned it, put it in the oven, did all that stuff. So it's good to go now. Yeah, changes in car and elevation. Yes, sir, it can. Yeah, fried chicken. I haven't cooked in it. Cooked in it today. Hell, I cooked in it yesterday. I do a lot of iron skillet cooking or cast iron. Bam. But let's see here. Anything else for 2023 that y'all can think that you want to see or whatever? I was already planning on doing more, comparison videos. Oh, another thing. I've been using this stuff for a while, and I've seen Alaskan people talk about it. I've seen, people in the cold weather like New York and stuff talk about it. Michigan talk about it. They're saying, your dot is up against your body, so it's warm. Your dot is warm. And then if you were to pull it out and, like in freezing weather, it could fog up. And yes, it can. However, if you use cat crap, I've talked about this before, it's CATCRAP. This is the paste. And what I do is I just take a Q-tip, rub it in there, and then just rub it all over the front of the red dot. Rub it on the back of the red dot, let it kind of haze up, just scrub it in there real good, let it kind of haze up, and then scrub it off with a Q-tip to get off it, and then, like a lint-free cloth. I've got the spray, so it's also made in a spray. I keep these in the bags, but also got it in the spray, so it works on your sunglasses and all that other stuff. But this stuff really works. You can sit there, like I can take a dot right now and just go like that, and it'll fog up. You use this stuff, it will not fog up. So I highly, highly, highly recommend cat crap. It's kind of like a repellent, but it is a anti-fog for sure. It's not really a rain repellent, but it does, if it gets rain on it, it'll bead right off. This stuff you can get it on Amazon. It's like $9, and these little things will last you for a while. This is, I think, my second jar of the paste, and that first one lasted me forever. But I just do it to all my dots, and scrub them off, and I mean, it's good to go. Yeah, just kit knit. You can get it on Amazon. Like I said, it's like $9.99 or something like that, but it works really, really good. Yeah, the only thing is, Bald, if your toothpaste has any kind of like grit in it, it can actually not really scratch your glass, but it can leave like some little, not scratches, but it can leave like some little like hazing, and it's really, really difficult to get off. And then on your lights, on your front of your lights. So if you run like the X300, the TLR7A, any of these things, just take chapstick and rub it right on the front. And when you shoot and you get all that carbon buildup on it, you just wipe it right off. It literally comes right off. There's no scrubbing. And then you reapply it. Don't use the chapstick on your lips, though. I've got them just for the gun bag. And just reapply it every time after you've cleaned it. A lot of people think it'll distort the light. It really doesn't. But it just it wipes that carbon right off. It'll never stick to these if you use chapstick. So just a little tip. Those are the two things that I do to my stuff. This hotshot says we need more thumbs up in here. I agree. I'm telling you, and I have friends, and y'all know that I come from the OE, which was Ford, Chrysler, Chevy, all of that. They are having a hell of a time with this EV shit. I'm just going to tell you honestly, don't believe all the bullshit hype that you're hearing. They're having a hell of a time with these EVs. The battery drain up north in these colder climates. I have a buddy of mine that has a Ford Lightning. He was getting, and it's cold where he is. I'm not going to say the state, but he got the new Lightning, and in the cold, he was getting like 160 miles on a full charge because of the cold killing that battery, the battery system, the charging, the whole EV system. 160 miles until he had to fully charge all over again. That's bullshit. And that's not towing anything. That's nothing. That's just the cold. This shit ain't going to work. So they need to rethink this shit. And also, if you want to really get deep in the woods or go down that rabbit hole, go and check how they have to get the lithium for these batteries. Just go down that rabbit hole. Look at all the lithium mines and all the shit that they're destroying. So I kind of want to say I kind of like the spray better for like sunglasses and stuff, because you're not just spraying it all over your optic, or you're spraying that all over your optic. I kind of like the paste better, because you can really put it on a Q-tip and you can get exactly where you want with it, where the spray, you're just kind of spraying it all over everything. But, whichever you prefer. The paste was the original, and then they came out with the spray. And I think with the paste, you can, when you put that Q-tip on it, you can really get it down to the pores of the glass. Y'all might not know this. I've talked about it before, but glass is very porous. If you think you have your windshield super, super clean, and you're like, wow, my windshield is like so sparkly and clean, just take a baby diaper, a cloth baby diaper, brand new one, put some lighter fluid on it, rub your windshield. Lighter fluid will pull all those toxins out, and that brand new baby diaper, the cloth baby diaper that was white, it will look like shit, because it pulls all those impurities out of the glass. So I do like the cat crap of really getting inside there. So my Chevette keeps on going, hopefully forever. Man, nothing wrong with a Chevette. I remember those things. Hell, I put 350s back in those little suckers back in the day. Small block 350 and a Chevette and a Vega. It was a Vega station wagon. And I put a 302 Boss, or helped put a 302 Boss in a Ford Pinto. So you can make those little suckers pretty quick. Well, I don't know. Chapstick, just so you know, Bald, chapstick is flammable. So with Olights, it might catch on fire. I'm just busting your balls, but chapstick is flammable. So if you've got a go bag, you can actually keep some chapstick in there and some dental floss, and that'll make you a quick little fire too. If you don't know that, if you take chapstick or Vaseline and put it on a cotton ball, it'll actually keep that cotton ball on fire for quite a while. Ballistol, yes, Ballistol is a good product. I still have Ballistol. Um, Believe it or not, Ballistol is really, really awesome on knife blades and leather. That's where it got its start. It's an old product. It's been around forever. Thanks, Reloading. I appreciate you, man. Hybrid vehicles, yeah. I mean, I do prefer a hybrid over just EV on its own. Cobalt mines, yep. Yeah, that's true, Dennis. And if you have to pull with them, good luck. Because it's all about money. Rocket Man, it's all about the money and an agenda. I can't remember. I don't know if Ballistol is food safe. I think it is. I think it is. You're not like, dipping the knife in it. You're just wiping it on for surface rust and things like that. But that's where it originally came from, was for knife blades and leather. Wood stocks, yep. I mean, I've ran trucks with dual alternators and dual batteries, especially diesels. Um, I mean, you can get a lot of life, out of some really good interstate batteries, regular batteries. Yeah. Oh, man. Mm. Like I said, blue and yellow make green. Let's see here. But, I'm going to run that Steiner MPS and see what I think about it. I did talk to Steiner, and, just to let them know, hey, I got one of the old ones. They assured me it's got the lifetime warranty either way and all that stuff, like I was talking about earlier. But we're just going to run it, see what I think about it. So far, I'm actually liking it. All I've done is dry fire with it. Been out in the yard with it, in the bright sun. It was actually nice here today, really nice. It was like, I think 68 or something like that. But we did have some cold earlier, but not too bad. Rich B, how are you? For concealed carry, big difference in Staccato's C2 and CS. I currently have a P. Honestly, no. There's not a huge difference in either one of those. The only thing is on the CS, okay, you're going to get a thinner grip, kind of a more rounded grip, not as blocky or as thick, so to say. So it really kind of is going to depend on your hand size. I've got the C2, love the C2, shot the CS, shot it quite a bit, put a ton of rounds through it. I don't think it's a bad gun, but for my hand size, and I can only speak for me, for my hand size, I do prefer the C2. Also, you're getting a shorter barrel. It's 3.5-inch barrel. Not that that's bad, but I do like a little more velocity if possible. Do I think it's going to sell? Yes, it's going to sell like crazy. I already know a lot of people who have put their pre-orders in. The mag is totally different, so you cannot use the C2 mag in a CS. To describe the mag, it's kind of like a cross between a SIG P320 mag and a Shield S15 mag. That's kind of what it is. Kind of looks like that. So it's its own, separate proprietary mag. So if you've got other 2011s, you would have to bring in these mags for that particular gun, where the C2 takes regular 2011 mags. So, and some people are going to say, oh, the CS shoots exactly like a P or like a full size gun. And I even told my buddy that has the CS, he kind of said a little bit of that to me. And I was like, no, it's a little snappier because it's a smaller gun. Not that it's bad; it's definitely controllable. But I'm just saying, if I'm really having to say a difference between the two, just a tad snappier because it's smaller in the grip. What I notice is when I put my right hand on it to get your master grip, like this, and then I try to fit, and I showed it in the video, and I try to put this pad in there, I have less room on a CS than I do on a C2 for my hand size. But hell, I can almost you can look at the picture on that CS, I can almost wrap my whole hand, all these fingers almost around the whole grip. That's how much thinner it is. But like I said, I think many people are going to buy it. I think it's going to be great. But I would stay with the C2 because I already own it and I've got the mag compatibility through my other 2011s. But if you have no investment in it and you just want a nice small 2011 to carry, the CS might be your gun. Yes, Pranic, I did see the 2311. I did see that. And they have, I think, 4 different versions of it. Soldier or something had an article on it. Humble Marksman, Harry's Holsters, myself were talking about that the other day back when they first released it. And I think LW Road put out a video on it too, but we had already known about it prior to that. I think it's cool. It does take the SIG P320 mags. So if you've got a lot of those, if you've got invested in those, it's probably a good option. But I don't know. We don't know how well it's going to do until it's out and people start running it. So, but I did see it. Looks kind of cool, like kind of interesting. I still need to get my C2 and have it DSC V8 ported. It for EDC carrying the P right now. Yeah, I mean, I've seen the comped, the ported versions. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If it were me, I would port the P. But I've got my C comped, and with the Threat Cadre comp, and I really love it. Yeah, okay, Rich B. Yeah, if you've got, hell, I could palm basketball when I was like 10 or 11 years old, so you might be in the same boat. So the C2, if when you've got them in the stores, you might put your hands on them, but I think probably if you're similar to me, you might prefer the C2. And if you've already got the P, then you're going to have mag compatibility. If you bring in the CS, you're not going to have mag compatibility between the C2 and the P like I was talking about earlier. David is saying, okay, for a new person on firearms, what's the differences between Glock generations 1 through 5? Basically, David, your short answer is lipstick on a pig. They've done little changes here and there. Sometimes they put front serrations on them. On some of the Gen 4s, they would put the little grooves in the grip for your finger, which I hated because they never matched up with my hands. I didn't like the Gen 4s, and I owned them. I got rid of them. Gen 3 has kind of been the tried and true. Gen 1 had thinner polymer. Gen 2 had thinner polymer. I had a Gen 2 17. I've said this before. When I would crunch something really, really hard, I could actually crunch that grip because the polymer was thinner on the Gen 2s. I could crunch that grip so hard that even when I pushed the mag release, the mag wouldn't come out because I had such a hard-ass grip. I would have to release my grip, then rip the mag. But so then they just did different iterations of that. I honestly, out of all of them, I prefer the Gen 5. I have the Gen 5 currently. I have a Gen 3 and a Gen 5. Still prefer the Gen 5. I think the Gen 5 is a little more accurate. It's got a better trigger, stock trigger. Not that I kept those. It's got a better trigger, and I think the Gen 5 barrel is actually a little more accurate. And I've heard other Glock guys talk about that too. But I'm just talking strictly from me. But it's whichever you prefer. There's not a wrong and a right here. It's whatever you prefer. Big J, do you notice a difference between the new Staccato grip texture versus the older? Yes. I do like the newer one better, the more aggressive. It's not super aggressive. I could even have it a little more aggressive, but it's definitely better. That kind of sandpapery feel is a little better than the older. So if I was going to pick one, I would pick the new aggressive one that they have. Yeah, they made a tan one too. And I agree, Dennis. I would get the shadow systems over a Glock. Not just because they're made close to me, but just because of their, red dot setup and things like that. And you can get so many different options on them. And a lot of the stuff, if you buy a Glock and you want to fix it up, the shadow systems already has it, and it's actually cheaper if you add it all up. If you're going to take a stock Glock and change all the shit, and trust me, I've modified Glocks. I've got a bunch of money in Glocks. So if I would have bought the shadow systems, I could have saved a bunch of money. I don't know if Shadow Systems has a 10 millimeter. I don't think they have one yet. I know they've been talking about it, but I don't know if they have one yet. I haven't seen one. Yeah, these Glock generations that they've done, and they're like a new Glock, and we've got this new Glock. This is the new summer Glock. I remember that like 2 years ago, and it had front serrations. It's like, what the hell? You should have metal sights on those damn guns out of the box. You should have front serrations on every one of those out of the damn box, and you should have years and years and years and years ago. But nope. I mean, people still buy them, and that's where everybody can get the. That's why Glock has the largest aftermarket support, because everybody changes everything on them. And I'm not knocking a Glock. I think everyone should own a Glock for shit hit the fan stuff. LZ USA is saying, Big Johnson, are you going to buy a Dan Wesson DWX? I am not, especially with the first release. I have already gotten information in the second quarter of 2023. They're supposed to release the Optic Ready version. I think they should have done that right out of the box on the compact and the full size, and not even offered a non-Optic Ready. But I'm not going to order one out of the box. If y'all remember back, I was waiting to not buy a Staccato so I could get the DWX, because I have a ton of PO9 mags. But they didn't, so I got invested in the 2011s. I really love the 2011s. Not saying that DWX is a bad gun. It actually is probably going to be a great gun. But, what can it do other than the price point? What can it do that my Staccatos or my MPAs can't do? I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a nice shooter. For the price point, it's $2,000. Like I said, they're going to sell the shit out of them. But if I get one, it will probably be the Optic Ready one in quarter 2, or no in CZ. It'll be quarter 3 or quarter 4. And then they'll come out with the Optic Ready one, but then they won't have any plates to put your optics on. So that'll be another 3 months down the road after that before they release the plates. Not knocking CZ, but that is their track history. So. Who here has seen the new Avatar? I have not. Heard it's good. I saw the first one way back when. What was it, 13 years ago or some shit? But, I'm just like, whatever. Not saying it's bad. It just doesn't float my boat. Pistol Pete says he'll be getting a DWX, not sure when. Like I said, I think they're going to sell. Of course, a bunch of people are going to buy them, to do the videos on them and things like that. Whether they keep them or not, who knows? But I've already seen some pictures that buddies have sent me where somebody's already gotten theirs. They've had it ported. They've had it milled for a dot. They've already had it all tricked out. So I know a lot of people will be doing that. Pranic saw it bootlegged. That's funny. Yeah, he's been known for some. He's been known for a little bit of woke crap. Let's see here. We got about 10 minutes. If y'all got any questions or comments, but I will if y'all are new into the chat or whatever. I will be with Ark's Guns tomorrow. We're going to be meeting up and shooting. I'm going to shoot some of his. There's 3 different ones that I'm going to shoot of his that I've never shot before. I have played with them in the stores and stuff like that, but I've never shot them. So I will be doing like first shooting of these guns. And I've had a lot of people ask me, have you shot this gun? Have you shot that gun? And these are 3 of the ones that I have not shot. And matter of fact, one of them, I have not even put my hands on it because they're not in a bunch of local stores or anything like that. So I don't have one of those dealers close to me. So, and he's going to be shooting the DWX, or excuse me, the DS9 hybrid, the DS9 carry, CZP10, because he's never shot those. So he's going to see what he thinks about those. Hey, what's up, Mike? Hi, how are you? Hello, Fina. Violet Night. I haven't seen. Oh, the Christmas movie. I haven't seen that one either. I saw the preview. Would Alaska be welcome to the Midwest family? As long as you believe in guns, family, and God, you're all good. And freedom. When you meet a bear, just throw it at him. I was going to say, that's, if you were out in Alaska or something, it's like, man, I'd have my 12.5 308 or something on me. I know pistols are much more convenient to carry, but them damn bears are big. Or you need a good brush guard where you can run over him with your truck. One quick question on the Staccato. So the 20 round P mag will work on a C2. Yes. Yes, it will. And you can even put the 27 round stick in a C2. So they are compatible. That's what I'm saying. If you get into the CS, there is no compatibility. So yeah, you'll see in my videos, I'm running 20 round mags out of my C2 all the time when I'm shooting it. I mean, not carrying it, but when I'm shooting it. Also, MBX makes a mag called the Defender, and it's a shorter mag. I've got video on it too. It's made for the C2. The mags are about $109 a piece, but it allows your C2 to carry 18 plus 1. So, it sticks out a little bit out of the bottom of it, about like that much. You can watch the video where I compare the 16 rounder to the 18 rounder. And it works. I mean, I've carried it plenty of times with the Defender mag, but it's called an MBX Defender mag. And it's made specifically for the C2, the Staccato C2. Yep, Richard Ship, you said it correct. Justin saying, just want you to know you're one of my favorite tubers. When are you going to get CZ to make Optic ready PO9s, PO7s so I can stop sending them off to get them milled? Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. The whole thing, and I've asked CZ this when I talked to him at the Kansas City. They don't have to do it because other people are doing it. Not saying they're not ever going to do it, but I asked him that a long time ago. And the CZ PO7 and the PO9 currently are not the latest and greatest wonder gun out there. So, I mean, they sell okay, but they don't sell like some of the hotter striker fire guns. So there's just not a demand to do it. But I've got one of my PO9s, one of my PO9s, one of my PO7s milled and comped on both of those guns. So I do really enjoy the PO9, PO7, but I don't think they're ever going to do it, just being honest. That gun's been around for a long time, and I just don't think they're going to do it. And Pistol Pete's correct. If you can have it direct milled without a plate, that is preferable. You can get it lower so you can have better co-witness. Also, it's just lower, so you don't have a higher kind of setting it up higher above the bore. Um, and it's direct milled, so no plates involved, less chances of breaking. Because I will let you know this on the CZ Shadow 2 Optic Ready, that plate does have a tendency to vibrate loose, even if you torque them. I have a buddy of mine that's torqued his correctly with a fat wrench, and I don't know how well he Loctited it, but he had the screws back off on him. So, and he knows what he's doing, but I don't know if he prepped the screws properly, and knock on wood, I've never had a plate back off. I've never had a screw come loose. I clean them with alcohol or fingernail polish remover. I clean them, let them dry, clean the threads, let them dry. Even inside the gun, let them dry. Put the correct Loctite on it, torque them properly, let that cure, then put the dot on it, and let those screws cure. And then, I'm marking everything, marking my plate bolts, marking my dot bolts. So if anything ever comes loose, I can always check it. But knock on wood, I've never had anything in over 3 years of shooting pretty much nothing but dots. I've never had anything come loose. So I use blue, David. I don't use any red. I just use blue Loctite. Or you can use Vibratite, but I wouldn't use red. If you use red, you're going to have to get a soldering iron, put the tip on it, heat the shit out of it, and you've got definitely chances of breakage. I agree, we've talked about that before. That's the thing. Everything goes around in a circle. It's polymer pistols. Now it's alloy pistols and steel pistols. I could definitely, and I know a lot of people who carry hammer fired guns. So, they're not that they're gone. A lot of people really love them, and they're not going away. I really do love the single action triggers, and a lot of people, are scared to carry a manual safety gun. They're like, I don't want to train with that, but I grew up on them. So, like I've said in my videos, if you watch me with a striker fire gun, right when I go out, the first thing I'm doing is rubbing my thumb down a striker fire. There's no there's no manual safety there on a striker fire, but my thumb is trained. You'll watch me go out, and you'll see the thumb pop up. The thumb comes up, and then it slides right down the slide or the side of the slide, like I was going to hit something. I mean, I've just got that ingrained in my head, so I do it on striker fire, double action, single action. I mean, but there's nothing there, so it's just something that's ingrained in me. So that way, I'll never forget to turn that thing off. Because if you don't turn that off, you're just carrying a big paperweight. But we're at 7:57. Anybody got anything else? Hit those thumbs up, like, share, all that stuff. I will make the thumbnail that Steiner, if y'all want to see it, on the P10F. The P10F, I usually run my 19 plus 5 extensions on there, so that's 24 plus 1 in the pipe. That's 25 rounds in that gun. And I would say this, and that's why I built this gun that way. If I had to pick a go to war striker fire gun, it would be my P10F. That's why I'm setting this up this way. So I've got maximum capacity. It carries a light. It's just, I just really, really enjoy that gun. I shoot it very well. I shoot all my CZ P10s very well. The P10F is just super, super hard to beat. Yeah, Dennis, Happy New Year to y'all. And that's what I was going to say. I think we have a chat before the new year, I think, if I'm not wrong. No, actually, we don't. That's right. This was the end of 2022. So yes, it will be the new year when we have another chat. So yes, definitely Happy New Year, everyone. Be safe. Love your family. And definitely don't drink and drive. Be safe out there. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything after the chat, please leave them. I'll definitely answer them. But yeah, looking forward to shooting some guns I have not shot tomorrow and get his feedback and see what he thinks about some of these guns he hasn't shot before. I think that's kind of fun to have people experience things um, that they haven't experienced before as far as guns. And of course, me, I'm going to, enjoy trying those out, or we'll see if I enjoy them. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell you, yay, I like it. No, I don't. Not because it's his gun. I told him to do the same thing. If you don't like something, say it like you would. You're not going to hurt my damn feelings. I want everybody to have their own opinions. You're not all robots. And buy lots of guns if that's what you want to do. Yeah, thanks, Lake Ozark guy. I appreciate all y'all. Yeah, I don't care about scratching up any guns. I don't care if they're high dollar, low dollar, or whatever. Scratching guns just adds character. It doesn't matter anything. But we will go ahead and shut it off. If y'all want to join Chris over for his chat, please do. But I appreciate everyone. Cheers again. Happy New Year. Got to take a drink if I say cheers, right? Y'all be safe out there and have fun shooting if that's what you're going to do. Also, I do want to shoot a lot of 22 stuff in 2023. I forgot to say that. I had it written down. I have something really cool I think y'all are all going to like. I've already shot part of the video. Now I've got to do the actual commentary on the video. It's got a lot of parts on it that make it better. So I think you're really going to enjoy that. I know I've already shot it and I really enjoyed it. It was a blast and I can run that SOB fast as hell. And it's super, super fun. Thank you, Redbirds. I appreciate it. Yep, bright and shiny. My guns are not artwork. I make them so I can scratch them up and shoot them and do whatever I want to with them. But I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have a great night. Be safe out there. Love one another. And remember, an unarmed nation's a very weak nation. So we all got to carry on. Thanks, everyone. Y'all take care.